Hey, hold your horses. Are the Cowboys real threats in the NFC with that offense? Meanwhile, World Series berth on the line. George Kirby and the Mariners trying to stop the Blue Jays. Coverage at 7 on Fox and FS1. We'll make our predictions. And if whoever loses has to buy your lunch matchup.
Okay.
Right?
Whatever you want. But
Is that all of us? Or
Yes,
just you
if
and
the
me?
Mariners win, fish for everybody. Speaking of, we've reached the playing with their food territory for the Chiefs.
The Blue Jays.
No look passes, fake calls at the line. Raiders get shut down and shut out. Here's Rashee Rice. Take a listen.
I think it's a glimpse of what's possible and what's to come. This was our first game being able to play with each other. Like you said, Coach said I had a minimum amount of plays, so maybe with more plays, more touchdowns, not even just from me, but from everybody else, from just being on the field consistently.
What did the Chiefs prove in their blowout W?
a lot, but I'm going to focus on two things.
Oh, good.
And one of them, I told Brew a half hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to show him a stat that is going to change how he views something entirely.
Wow.
Because the
For the rest
first
of
thing,
my life, he said.
Oh my
for the rest of your life, for the rest of Brew's life, he will look askance at every Pro Football Focus grade. Because one of the things they proved is our friends at Pro Football Focus, cannot be trusted to grade quarterbacks.
They're having a rough go of it.
Here is the grade from yesterday's game. I've included the stats and then Geno's passing grade, a 67, versus Mahomes' passing grade of a 62. The brilliant data scientists at Pro Football Focus who have such a monopoly on our numbers matter that in the marquee game of the week, Sunday Night Football, when guys are telling us what high school they went to, we see where they rank in the PFF grading system, said throwing the football yesterday, Geno Smith outperformed Patrick Mahomes. So the first thing they proved is we might need to, listen, I'm not in charge and I love Chris Collinsworth. If I were him, I would call an all-hands meeting and say, fellas, we've got to shut everything down and rework the algo.
Shut it down. It's like bar
shut it all
rescue.
down until we can figure out a grading system that doesn't say the guy on the left outperformed the guy on the right.
Can you, I know you got a lot to say, but can you explain it? Like, what?
No.
What is the explanation for this?
The explanation is it's inexplicable.
Yeah.
I mean, the explanation is it's inexplicable. So that's the first thing they proved.
That is inexplicable.
The second thing they proved is more near and dear to my heart. Just tackle the turn the tide changed everything.
Oh, yeah, tackle the turn the tide. More tackle.
And everybody knows it. And Greg can be as annoyed as he wants. Because last time I saw Greg, he was sitting next to me saying how the Chiefs were going to be able to deal with the Lions. And since then, all they've done is played 2 more games, T, and showed everyone that, is that too many T's?
Oh, I think
that was 6. That was 6. Thank you. I mean, Mahomes, passer rating over his last 32 games. Once in 28, above 124, 3 out of 4 since then. Mahomes, 3 touchdown games. We had to lower it from 4 touchdown games because he sat the fourth quarter. 4 out of 28 versus 3 out of 4. The Chiefs scoring 30 plus. 3 out of 28 versus 3 out of 4. And of course, Kansas City in its last 4 games, it's been the only team in the league to score 28 every week and the only team in the league or the most yards per game. This is all post-tackle that turned the tide. So what they proved was PFF can't be trusted, Greg, and tackle that turned the tide probably made them the best team in the league again.
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch the Chiefs. Look, man, I'll say when I'm wrong. I have no problem. I was right Monday night when they faced the Jags and picking the Jags, and then I was wrong against the Detroit Lions. They beat them. What I see in this Chiefs team is, I mean, clearly they're scary. Like, they're scary, but
you wanted to say something about Rashee Rice.
I did, but that's something separate. But this team, defensively and offensively, I'm trying to remember a time when I've seen them play as locked in and complementary. Like, it's either one has been really good and the other has been lagging behind, or literally the other has been really good or lagging behind.
I think the first year without Tyreek was the closest. The first year without Tyreek when Mahomes won MVP and the defense was that was up to that point the best defense they'd had. So
it
that
wasn't
was
like
all
this.
year.
They're
postseason.
top 5 both
Yeah.
in total
For pre-tackle
defense and
turns
total
higher?
offense.
Well, they've been so good post-tackle to turn the tide that their all-year stats are up.
Oh, that's great.
Makes
so
sense.
It
Yeah.
includes before tackle turn time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically.
yeah. So
yeah.
So for me, when I look at this team, obviously, I mean, they're playing the best right now in the game, and clearly they're the champs for a reason. Well, not the recent champs,
What champ?
but
yeah, I
the
mean,
AFC champs.
Spiritually,
The
they're
AFC
champs.
champs for the reason, and they're showing, man, it's going to be hard for
Hard to deal
anybody
with.
else to dethrone us as AFC champs right now.
I'm still shaken by that PFF.
I knew Brew was gonna.
I'm a big PFF
I know he
guy.
is. I told you. Brew loves citing PFF like for offense. Maybe they're good at other stuff, man, and I like
I think
them.
they're good at like offensive linemen that you're not paying
But
attention
here's-
to.
here's the
when
problem.
I
What's the
will
guard
say,
up
I
to?
look at their offensive line rankings and read all that quite a bit.
Yeah, because we're like, they must know.
You're
But now
right.
I'm looking at everything.
The best thing for them to do is just be like, yep, this was wrong. It was clearly was a glitch.
But go ahead.
I haven't felt this way since Tyson lost to Buster Dones. Shocked to know. The light show is back. The light show is back, and Nick showed a lot of the stats. But Mahomes, you'll like this.
Okay.
Last 3 games, each game over 70% completion.
Love it.
There you go. Last 4 games, each time over 250 plus yards. And most of them have been well over 250 yards. But the it's funny because I think a few weeks ago we were like, just give them a decent receiving core when guys get back. The receiving core looks great. And I know they don't have a CD Lamb or Jamar Chase or somebody like that, but it looks great. It looks like what could be better because you got the deep threats in Worthy and Tyquan Thornton. And I think that was good for Tyquan that Xavier was out because it allowed him to kind of get established. Then you got the underneath guys. Look how much more has opened up for Kelsey when you got Xavier back and Hollywood and Juju, who I know is going to see less time, but still. And then Rasheed is great in yards after the catch. So you have every form of receiver you would need, and then the best quarterback in the league throwing it to him. So yeah, look, the light show is back. It's going to be interesting to watch them over just the next couple of weeks, because I want to see if this does just continue unabated, or do they still go through some ups and downs?
Just real quick, the short version of what you thought of how they used Rasheed yesterday.
I just thought for a guy who obviously what he had going on off the field and to miss those 6 games.
And the 15 at the end of last year.
Correct.
The injury.
Like with the way that they embraced him and brought him back and was so intentional to make him feel a part of included and inclusive. Like, dude, we need you. We need you to be who you were when you were healthy. Like, it speaks volumes to that organization, to Andy Reid, to Patrick Mahomes, and just their leadership. To have a guy go through what all he's been going through and to come out there and really hang their hat on, this is our guy. Yeah. This is a guy that's going to take us over the hump. It's just impressive for them to put that amount of value in what he can provide them offensively. And he's going to deliver. I tell you that.
It's not the bombshell of the PFF grading system, but that's the first shutout win of Andy Reid's career.
It's the first time they've shut out,
Really?
and it's the first time the Chiefs in the regular season. And it's the first time the Chiefs have shut out a opponent in the regular season since 2011 against the Raiders. It's also the 8th time Mahomes has ever won a game by 28 or more. 5 of those 8 against the Raiders.
Really?
He doesn't like the
Wow,
Raiders.
he don't like the Raiders.
Sorry, it's 5 of the 8 against the Raiders.
And I thought they had found a blueprint.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No.
Head up to Minnesota. Minnesota's defense has played 5 quarterbacks. No one threw for more than 210 yards or 2 TDs. Jalen Hurts, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns. Eagles 5-2. Here's a scene from the locker room. Take a listen.
As you go throughout the season, the questions of identity come up in the beginning of the season. Everyone wants to know what a team is. How do they do it? How do they win? And as the season goes on, no one cares about identity. They just care about winning games. And so we're still trying to build. We're still trying to figure things out. Ultimately, when we're in a position to play for the things that we desire to in this organization, it'll be about finding ways to win, and no one will care how it looks.
I think that's an insightful quote there. Yesterday's identity was aerial attack. A.J. Brown, 4 catches for 121, 2 touchdowns. Devontae, 9 catches, 183 yards, 1 touchdown. What did Jalen Hurts prove to you, bro?
Well, I mean, look, the dude's a gamer, and I think the question is, do they lean more into this, than they've been using him before?
Go ahead,
I'm just reading the graph. I'm just reading the bottom of the screen.
Screw that up. Screw that up.
But I'm gonna say no, in that the 2 losses they just had, he averaged 35 passes a game, and coach is big on that stat.
Yeah.
When he throws over 30 times, they tend to lose, or 500 or whatever. He only threw it 23 times yesterday. To me, it's how he throws it. And Nick, you were showing graphics early in the season. I think we have the graphic from their first game against the Cowboys. It's their pass chart.
You
were showing the pass
scatter
charts.
plot.
So this is from the first game against Dallas. Now, he ran for 2 touchdowns and had but look at that,
And
right?
the
It's
one
all
bomb
around.
down the
Yeah, 1 bomb and then everything else right around the line of scrimmage. Look at yesterday's pass chart. Obviously, you had the 5 deep balls, but it's more intermediate stuff. It's more spread out. It's some stuff in the middle of the field, not just on the outside of the numbers, but inside. So I just think if you vary it with him, that's what I want to see do. And I do have to say this, because Nick, you've pointed out, without Saquon rushing for a lot of yards, they're going to have to throw it more. Jalen is not running as much either. His first 4 games this year, he had 3 games over 40 yards, 2 of them over 60 yards rushing. I think he had 4 rushing touchdowns. The last 3 games, he's had 6 rushing yards total, and 1 touchdown rushing, probably was a tush push or something like that. But I said that Cowboys game, when we were up here the next day, I said the hits he took, I thought he took some shots, and I was like, I don't think he's going to be able to run like this throughout the season. Mm-hmm. And that was probably a big part of the supernatural funk. He had the knee. Knee was bothering him. And I don't think he can run like he used to. I'm not saying that as an insult, but I just think he takes some shots. And he's not Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or somebody like that. And so I actually think him not being able to run is also hurting their running game. Not just in yards, but I think the defense not worrying about him running.
Keeping it on RPOs.
Yeah, right. They are not doing as many RPOs, so I think that has made it tougher on Saquon as well. Again, I don't want him throwing 35 times a game, but that is something they're going to have to figure out how they can be as effective without him running the football as much.
Yes, they're going to have to lean more into their passing game. And they have to, because of what they're not getting out of their running game this year. Last year, it would have been foolish for us to say, yes, throw the ball more when you're running at such a high clip and you're averaging the amount of yards
you
they
show
were averaging,
Saquon's numbers
last year. But to your point, when you look at that pass chart, it's not just that you have to pass the ball more, because a lot of people, if you watch the game, you say, well, just like the running game can open up the passing game can open up the running game. The passing game, if you press the ball down the field, it opens up more of your passing game as well, because now you have everything underneath, because defensive backs are so mindful now of, shoot, I can't let Devontae Smith get past me. I can't let A.J. Brown get past me. And now everything underneath, the intermediates, the slants, the hitches, the screen passes, everything becomes available to you. And so then you can operate at an efficient clip like Jalen Hurts did yesterday against the Minnesota Vikings. It still didn't really help